Namaskar. In the last video I spoke about nitya-nitya viveka. Nitya-nitya viveka is a constant effort to find what is the benevolence, what is the how the benevolent intention can be applied in every particular circumstances. Many years ago I have given myself a promise that I will not harm anybody consciously. That sort of promise is very simple. But how to keep it? Not so easy to keep it. Because I don't even know what is harm. And I have to find it in every circumstances. What will be harm and what will be the benefit. The very same action may be harmful and may be beneficial. Sometimes a person requires harsh words and a strong pressure. And that harsh words and that strong pressure will benefit the person. The person will rise from staticity. The person will rise from immorality or kind of sluggishness and will actually flourish spiritually. And if you apply that harsh pressure, it will blossom that person and it will blossom yourself also. Because you are serving, you are helping. But the very same action applied to a different person in different circumstances, or maybe to the same person in different circumstances, will hamper the development, will hurt, or will be somehow harmful to that person and will also be harmful to yourself also. I see in my own life, I remember several situations when someone was harsh with me, but actually it was very, very good for me. It was very beneficial for me. So, following even the simplest, simple, intentions of benevolence requires constant vigilance, requires constant wisdom, and that is nitya-nitya viveka. Without nitya-nitya viveka, it is impossible to follow this path of discrimination, of finding what is good and what is bad. It is not possible to write the book about life that answering all the questions in life. In every circumstance you have to do like this, the book will be like this, very thick. And every situation you will have to, okay, page number 933, this particular case is described like that. Yeah, we are trying to do that. We are creating the social codes and so on and so on. But sometimes even our social codes, they are not adequate. They are not flexible enough to grasp the spirit of benevolence. Today I'm going to talk about something more subtle. This was concerned with our morality. But this principle is concerned with our goal. Where are we moving? What should be our goal? Is the goal external, outside, or the goal is within ourselves? Is there two? Means myself and the world, and they're separate, and they will remain so. Is there two? God, the creator, and I, the creation. And they will be separate and they will remain so. Or there is one, there is no such a thing as two. There is a one. And goal is internal. So that needs to be discussed. Dvaeta'dvaeta viveka. To know that, to understand that, we have to apply dvaeta'dvaeta viveka. The discrimination between duality and non-duality. Consciousness, our world, is based on our consciousness. Consciousness is the central point. From that central point of I-ness, the world originates. Of course, there is this objective existence. We don't know, but we think so. We talk. I see this color. Do you see that color? We call that color green. And we create a certain common for everybody description of the world. Through that we know that something exists objectively. But if I would have a different eyes and ears and senses, I might have perceived it altogether different. If I would be an ant, if I would be an elephant, if I would be a crocodile, I'm sure my world will be quite different. My perception of the world will be quite different. So the objective existence might be there. We don't know, we have to figure it out. But even if it is there, it is still my perception of that existence. Because if my attention will not touch the object, that object will not exist for me. My consciousness has to marry with the object, touch that object, and that will bring the object into the existence. So from the center of the I-ness, from the center of the I feeling, everything manifests. Even I can close the eyes and I can visualize an elephant. I can visualize the Eiffel Tower. I can visualize Paris. I can visualize New York. All these things I can do. So out of my I feeling I may emanate something. So following this logic, whatever I touch and whatever I gain, whatever I get, is a partial expression of my inner consciousness. Is the partial expression of my I feeling. Whatever objects of happiness I may gain. So there is this metaphor of the projector and the projection. Whatever we see, whatever we perceive, whatever we enjoy, whatever we suffer from, is the projection. And my I feeling, is the projector. So if I want to acquire the completeness of happiness, should I go to the projection? Because in the projection there is no completeness. Whatever I touch is only a partial expression. There still so much remains. Or if I want to acquire the completeness, should I go to the projector itself? Leaving that world of the objects, divorcing our consciousness with the world of the objects, and staying at the very, very center that produces this world, this phenomenon, this projection. Will I not acquire then the completeness? We may experiment. And on meditation, this is what we do. And interesting thing about the existence of objective reality and subjective reality. Actually, when you look long and calmly into your I feeling, you discover one thing. You find that your I does not exist. It exists merely as a wave in the ocean. But actual name of your I is not the wave, is not John, not Peter, etc., not Mary. It is actually the ocean, which has the waves. And your I is a wave of that something. Your I, the projector of your projection, the projection of your world, is itself a projection of that great projector, which is projecting the Peter, the John, the Mary, the elephant, the dog, the tree, the earth, the solar system, the galaxy. And that realization you just discover, and you find out that everything in this world is just like a jewels, just like a pearls in a necklace, pierced with the one thread, sitting on one thread, that within the core of every object there is one thread of consciousness. That everything is merely a wave in the great ocean of something, of peace, of quietude, and of beatitude. So should we strive to achieve something great, but projected out of that the source of existence? Or should we strive to achieve the very source? In philosophy, different expressions, let's say the fire, the sky, the water, the wisdom, learning, wealth, all those expressions, they're called dvaeta. And all those expressions are emanated from the same center. So in Hinduism, you will find, which is nearly associated with the spiritual philosophy of yoga, you will find that there are many devatas, many deities. You find Saraswati is there, the goddess of learning, Lakshmi, the goddess of wealth, Ganesha, and so on and so on. There are so many deities. And people, they worship those deities. I witnessed myself. You are going in a taxi, you are going in a rickshaw, and the driver will say, "Sir, excuse me." And he will stop the car, come out, and do something in the temple. Na 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 na. And he will pour some oil, he will offer some flowers to a deity. So those deities, they are given recognition in philosophy as the different vibrations, different emanations of the absolute consciousness. But the question is, should I worship all those deities? Should I make them my goal of life? Should I make them my Ishta? Should I worship time, space? Should I worship the nature? What should be the goal of ideation? What should be the goal in my meditation? The nature is just a style in which the cosmic operative principle, the cosmic energy, creates something. Nature is not an independent entity. It's just a style. The time is the measurement of the mind. It does not exist without the mind. And so on. If you analyze, you find that every entity does not have an absolute existence. It depends on something deeper. So one should not, or should one, worship God and Goddess number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4? Or should one only accept as an object of ideation that Deva? Deva means the Mahadeva, the source of everything, the God of all gods. So that sort of questioning has to go in the mind. And as the mind is programmed already, there is the spiritual instinct within us. You can get the answers. Will you be satisfied with attainment of anything limited? Will you be satisfied by attaining the wealth, by attaining the learning, by attaining luck, and so on? Will you be satisfied? If you honestly answer that question, that is dvaeta'dvaeta viveka. And then you will find that actually I need to move towards the source, to that completeness. Yeah, and many questions. And you understand also the value of Dvaita. Because right now, yes, I understand that my goal is that absolute entity. But right now, I'm not able to feel that I and my source, my cause, the entity that has created me, is one. I don't feel that. I feel separate. So then you understand the value of Dvaita also. You understand that I must meditate on the embodiment of that. That's why there is a value of Guru. In the course of history, different teachers have come, such as Buddha, Jesus Christ, Shiva, Krishna, and several saints and masters. For myself, I recognize as such an entity my Guru. So, when you see your Guru, do you think that he is separate from you? That he's somewhere, he's just like a physical shape, a man somewhere? Or he's a mirror? It is also one of the names for the Guru in philosophy, is Adarsha. Adarsha means mirror. It also means ideology. When you look in the mirror, when you're able to see yourself, you're able to see your beauty, you may be able to, fix yourself up. So also when you have a Guru, when you have a spiritual master, who has that state of realization, you can see him and you can see yourself. In him, you will see yourself, the potentiality of yourself. He has that status, he has that state of the mind, and through that, you will be able to recognize that state of the mind within yourself. And actually, you will understand that there is no difference between you and him. Externally you are two, but internally you are one. So it is said, there is a Eastern proverb, if you have known yourself, you have known the God and your neighbor also, and your teacher, the Guru. If you have known your Guru, your teacher, you have known yourself, the God, and the neighbor. If you have known God, you have known your teacher, you have known yourself and your neighbor. And if you have known your neighbor, you have known the Guru, you have known the God, and you have known yourself. So this is a beautiful thing also. Because when you meditate and you recognize that the ocean, the base of everything within yourself, when you get the taste of that thing, and when you open your eyes and you interact in the world, you start to notice that that thing, which is the thing of things, is not only within, but I recognize it without also, outside of me, the very same thing. on which I depend. That is the thread within the pearl of my being. It is there in him also. It is there in that thing also. And there is a training of the mind. Maybe once it was just a realization. Someone has realized, oh, it's like that actually. But now it has become it was embedded in the method of spiritual practice called Madhuvidya. You actually try to recognize, every time you see somebody, you try to recognize the divinity within that somebody. So that you don't interact with the form, you don't interact with the shape. Because when you do interact with the shape, as you think, so you become. If you talk to an alcoholic, if you talk to a drug addict, to a smoker, and if you do it, then the mind will start to adjust with that wave, and slowly also will acquire the qualities of the smoker, of the drug addict. If you don't talk, but you think with attraction or repulsion, it means you are still interacting. So there is no way. There is no way out. We always live, we always interact with something. So there is only one way out, to recognize that divinity within, to ascribe that divinity within. And when I look at the person, I should recognize that right now, from his eyes, the God is staring at me, looking at me, knowing me, loving me. And I am interacting not with the shape, but with the essence of that shape. So dvaeta'dvaeta viveka is about that. It is a very spiritual thing, and it leads to real harmony. And there is a value of dvaita when that realization is not mature. The realization of Advaita is not mature. It is important to have an object of love embodied in some shape, such as Guru, such as Ishta, like Shiva, like Krishna, like Guru, like, yes, the high spiritual ideal. And then once that realization is matured, you realize that the thing that you have loved is actually within yourself. And you depend on that. Without that, you do not exist. Thank you very much. In the next video, I will talk about Atma Anatma Viveka. It means ability to understand whether my experience is bona fide spiritual experience or it is not. And that is also very practical and very important. Thank you very much. Namaskar.